Officials from Vancouver City Hall, planning for 7 FIFA World Cup matches next June and July, showed off the $24 million Killarney Park Training Centre on December 8th. That is where Australia, Belgium, Egypt, New Zealand, Qatar, and Switzerland will make final preparations for matches at BC Place Stadium, which is undergoing more than $100 million of renovations. The Breaker asked Jessie Adcock, the leader of the host city committee, about how neighbours around BC Place, the Peony Fan Festival, and the Killarney Training Centre will be assisted if they are negatively impacted.
There's no specific compensation, Bob, around that. But what we are doing is we're working with all of the businesses in the adjacent areas. And the Boston Pizza that you cited, for example, is going to be open. And in fact, I would argue maybe benefit from all of the foot traffic that's going to be in that area. We're working really hard to make sure that the businesses on Robson and Beatty Street that are adjacent are able to function. We have people that have been dropping postcards, we've been doing online information sessions, we've been reaching out to neighborhoods, we've been reaching out to strata groups, we've been reaching out to building managers, Hospitality Industry Association, Hotel Association, and what we're trying to do is, we've used the 2 to 3 years that we've had to kind of, as much as we can, create an awareness of what the match schedules are, where the impacts are, what days the biggest impact will be. And again, I can confirm that we are not asking any businesses to close. We're not displacing anybody. There will be match day road closures, and those are really about safety and security. And you just have to look at a Netflix documentary to see sort of what we're trying to prevent here in Vancouver, because at the end of the day, if we're going to deliver a world-class sporting event, and hopefully not our last, and shows that we just keep leveling up event after event, we need to show that we're able to show up and keep people safe, deliver that world-class experience. So that is really the goal.
And on sponsorship, FIFA does have the new packages, the regional packages for the host cities, the host city champions and supporters packages. Yep. How are those going in terms of sales? How many have been sold from either category, and who are those companies so far?
So what I can tell you is that each one of the 16 cities has an opportunity to sell 10 supporter slots in each jurisdiction. We are still in the middle of all of those sales conversations. We're working, obviously you know this, we're working in conjunction with the PAVCO team to support us there. As of yet, I have nothing to announce with respect to supporters that have, let's say, crossed the finish line on a deal. We have a number of donors that we're working with as well, and these are folks that are not one of those official supporters, but they are, organizations and groups and individuals across the city that really want the success for us. And so this commercial program, what it does is it allows the host committee to raise revenue to offset the event costs. So this is revenue that's coming in through the assets that only host committees are allowed to acquire through FIFA. And so all of that now is in progress. Admittedly, we didn't know the teams until 24 hours ago. So, now that we know the teams and we know the match dates, now is when we expect that we will be able to kind of move from, I would say, more, broad conversations and into like the specific, refined answers that you're looking for. But again, up until this point, it's been a lot of variables missing, and now the calculus can take place.
Is there a deadline for those programs? Could you sell right up until the first match here, June 13th?
My understanding is that we could sell right up until the initial match. I can share with you this, that when I just came from the draw last night, I had been there working, and we were able to meet with some of the teams right away. We met with one of the team CEOs, and he had mentioned that their local fan base that travels and has the intent to travel is in the tens of thousands. And so these are folks that are coming from one of these drawn countries along with their teams to the countries where they're going to be playing. So I think what we're going to see now unfolding in the next 30, 60, 90 days is really those trip planning pieces to take place, and people now able to commit to which cities they're going to, which plane tickets they're buying, which hotels they're booking.
And just a quick revenue and expenses question.
Yeah.
What is the budget for your office specifically, the Secretariat at City Hall, and what is the latest figure for revenue from the regional major revenue destination tax that's supposed to help pay for this?
Yeah, so I don't have those numbers on me, and you probably know that I wouldn't have had them on me. I can tell you that we're a team of about 35 people. We're a team of 35 people who are working really hard to put this event on. And if you can go back and compare that to the team sizes of other major sporting events, which is information that people can see, you'll see that that is, like, in comparison, a relatively smaller number than other major sporting events. We're putting on the largest event that's ever come to Vancouver, and we're doing it as a group project using resources that we have already. And so the commitment towards, like, cost containment, cost management, and using the commercial program to offset revenues, I can tell you that we're really focused on that, and we're really committed to making sure that this is a really, really efficient, effective event. And so we're trying to do this to the best of our abilities.